Hey, what's up, guys? This is Cypher Slacker, and welcome to my Let's Play for DDD. So we're looking at the new DDD cards from Doom of Dimensions. So this was the Declan pack, and we got some pretty cool cards. So we're gonna look at DDD Zero Demise King Zero King. Oh my god, I messed that up. DDD Zero Demise King Zero Machinex. So she kind of feels like a female counterpart to Deuce Machinex in the extra deck. Um, Looking at some of the newer cards, we did get a pretty decent amount. I think we got 8 total, which is absolutely insane. There are a majority of them are 1 to 2 ofs. I think this is really the only 3 of that you would play in the deck because um, the other ones, I mean, like you can argue that the new Dark Contract you could play it like 2, but I don't really think you'd want to play it really more than 2. So Griffin is now better than ever because he can just special himself out and you can keep comboing. Um, one of the new Lance Soldier and one of the new Defense Soldier, but it might not be in here because I typed in Dark Contract, so I'm gonna have to look up DDD separately. So let me do that real quick. So we need this guy still. This is kind of what you're going to scale off of the link. Totally still need this guy. Count Surveyor. This is an interesting piece that we got actually in the Battle of Legends Monster Mayhem. And I honestly think that right now this card's a 3 of, but when the support comes out, it's a 1 to 2 of, simply because a lot of the times when you see this card in hand, you kind of wish you would have seen something else, if that makes sense. So you kind of want to like get to this throughout your combo and then kind of keep comboing off as opposed to just straight up having 2 to 3 of this guy. Let's see here. Looking through, we got 1 Defense Soldier. This is one of the new ones out of Different Dimensions. Basically, you target DDD in your Pendulum Zone, special summon it. That is a really cool effect, and it is finally time that we got something that straight up says, target a DDD in your Pen Zone, special it out. That is really, really cool. Like that card. I think he's a one of because he's just kind of part of the combo. Copernicus is something that you could play at 2, maybe. I wouldn't say 3. But because Kepler is like your best normal summon, this is kind of like your secondary normal summon. Um, but he's kind of lost a little bit of speed now that we have this card. So he kind of is like less good. He's still good, but just like less good. Um, you could argue for 1 Orthos. He's still kind of not my favorite, but he's still pretty decent. Swirl Slime kind of fell off. If you're the type that just wants to run Swirl Slime because you have the QCR, totally get it. And then Scale Surveyor is kind of just like a 4th copy of Griffin. So, I mean, if you wanted to play 2 of him, I guess you could. Just to kind of have that, like, a good bit. And then we have the 1 Necro Slime. Basically, throughout the combo, you're just going to pitch him and basically use him as a Miracle Fusion. Because he banishes stuff from your graveyard and makes a nice DDD. Lamia is not played anymore because Lance Soldier is a better Lamia because Lamia is only level 1. Pretty much does the exact same thing. But this card also has level modulation in it. And it kind of looks like a Phantom Knight card. Like if you looked at this card and didn't look at the name, you would honestly think, oh, that's a Phantom Knight. So that's interesting homage there. Um, but Lance Soldier, totally a 1 of. Don't need more than 1 of it. But it's like a better Lamia. And looking at some of the extra deck tools, definitely 100% playing this new guy. D quadruple D, Great Dimension King Arc Crisis. This dude is basically the logic with this deck is to set up, okay, set up with it, and then after you set up, negate your opponent into oblivion, make it so they can't play Yu-Gi-Oh, and then summon him out, and then just punch them in the face. That's pretty much, um, at least that's how I've been playing it. You no longer need 2 of this guy. You can actually, if you want to be one of those guys, you can now play these Armageddons because he's kind of tied with them. So that's kind of cool. Um, so basically, you could target any number of Dark Contract cards you control, destroy them, then special summon as many Doom King Pendulum from your deck or extra deck. So basically, you could summon him out and then pop like 3 Dark Contracts and summon out him, the Exceeds, and the Synchro. I'm actually going to place those down in the side deck because that's kind of player dependent. Like whatever, if you want to go that route, knock your socks off. But I don't really know if that's going to be the best way to play it. I do like the better King Genghis, I guess, or like the enhanced King Genghis because it is kind of nice to just have that extra special summon if you need it. Um, one, oh, not him. One of him. You don't need the Gus King. Gus King is so outdated. Um, he's laughably bad. We've got the DDD Founder King Clovis. Basically, what this does is when you summon, you can target one of your DDD monsters and then special summon it. 2 Divisor King Machinex. I think that 2 is still a perfect number. You can cut the 1 if you want, but I definitely think 2 is the best. And this card, Duo Dawn King Caliga. I still like this card. A lot of people don't play it now. They mostly play it in other decks where you can turbo him out and then shut your opponent's turn off. I still kind of like him in DDD. If you don't, that's fair. You don't have to play him. But I like him in DDD. And honestly, I feel like we play a majority of XYZs and links. So in this extra deck, you're going to see 1 wave, 1 talisman, or 1 marksman King Pell, 1 wave King Caesar, 1 wisdom King Solomon, and then 2 abyss, 1 Zeus. So that is pretty much the extra deck, and I'm going to go ahead and finish the main deck. But I'm going to talk about real quick what some of these XYZs do because I kind of just sped through them, but most of them you should probably know what they do, except for the new guys. But King Caesar, it's a double bounce. This card is a Foolish Burial if it gets sent to the graveyard. This card can grab you a Dark Contract if it's sent to the graveyard. This guy is a straight up just add a DDD card from your deck to hand. But this card, and I assume that we're going to get a new fusion in the next pack because this guy and this guy have an effect if they're banished. So if you banish this and this to make this, he gains extra effect. So I have a feeling that we're going to get a fusion monster that has a banishing effect that can power him up even more. So I may not run this guy after Burst Protocol comes out because he's going to be even powered up by that fusion. This basically sets your scales, and then this guy is the thing that says, hey, if you're going to nib me, I can still play. It hurts, but it significantly hurts less. So we're going to look at the Dark Contract cards real quick. We've got 3 copies of Searcher, which is this guy. Let's see here. You can still play Dark Contract with a Swamp King if you want to, not mandatory. And I would advise potentially either this one or this one, because the interesting thing about these cards is these cards help you play around Dark Ruler and Forbidden Droplet. So you're probably wondering, how does that work? Well, here's the thing. This guy right here is a spell negate. But you can't activate monster effects if your opponent droplets or Dark Rollers. But you can activate this card in response to it. And then since that card is being activated and you're not directly in response, you can use his effect, just target something and negate it. So it's very, very simple. So either one of these two, and it kind of just really depends on you and the deck and the format. But this is really all we need to kind of like combo off. So you can play Mulcharmies, you can play Ash Blossom, you can play Valor, you can play Called By to stop your opponent from playing the game and interacting with you. You definitely want to play Imperm, so that way you can attempt to hit it off of the cross out. You probably want to play Nibiru too, just for that, you know, just for that same reason. If your opponent is going to Nibiru you, you do have the chance to hit up the cross out designator. But this is pretty much what I've been playing. Stay tuned. You know what, guys? I want to start getting some likes. Give me some love, and I'll put out a combo video. One card combo is going to set up probably 3 to 4 interruptions plus hand traps in hand. So give me some love. Give me some love. Comment, like, subscribe. I'm gonna say 20 likes on this video, and I'm gonna drop a combo video. Cypher Slacker out.